Good morning. I'm Dave Johnson, and I am so thrilled to be a part of the Avini Health team. And wow, what a great family. I think one of the most important things that we could do in this business is just to create an environment, a club, if you will, that people want to belong to. And oh my goodness, why wouldn't you want to be part of this? We're just attracting some of the best people. I believe fundamentally birds of a feather do flock together, and every person has a personality, but so does an organization or a company, and they attract like-minded people. And I just love our kind of people. We're idealistic and want to change the world. We love reading labels, and what we put in our body matters to us. And we've discovered that most of health or sickness is lifestyle choices, and boy, the choices that we can make with these amazing products can just have such a dramatic difference. And also being part of this community, it's fun to just be able to share. I think one of the greatest thrills is when you find something that you really believe in. It's easy to share it with other people. You want to, you feel an obligation, and that's the great joy, is giving joy to another human being. And when you see people improve with this, it's just amazing. And so much of life is just relationships. I'm really glad I met you. But it's been a little over a year, I think, now, and we've gone through some fun times together. But it's brought us to a point where it's just better than all expectations in my feelings. This is I would have settled for something less than this. I just feel so blessed. But anyway, Paige, tell us a little bit about yourself, because you've been interested in health for quite a while, and that's kind of what I was looking for when I met you, is people that were like-minded, and we're together doing a lot more than any of us could do individually. So there's an amazing synergy here with the products and with the people. So.
Well, thank you for having me, Dave. I greatly appreciate the invite this morning. I am very grateful to be here, very grateful for you for reaching out to me last May and sending me that interview with Gary Samuelson. It definitely brought my health to a whole new level yet again. Yeah, I've always been interested in nutrition and preventative because I've had my own challenges all my life, born kind of with a weaker immune system, got everything that walked by me. And I fixed something very simple when I was 18 years old, and I didn't go running to the drugstore. I ran to the health food store and was like, okay, well, why is this happening? And I figured it out. It was from years of being on, very transparent here, being on tetracycline for acne, and it killed all my friendly bacteria. And the doctor didn't say, oh, and you need to take friendly bacteria to, replace what it's going to kill. And so I fixed myself in about a week. And then that's what started my interest of, how does the body work? I want to fix it so it can fix itself. And after years and years of looking into it, it really isn't rocket science. It's what we all know. It's eating right and exercise and clean air, clean water. But it's so much more than that. I mean, I did years of that, of doing all the right things, but yet I still got sick until I was introduced to Gary's discovery 8 years ago. And that greatly helped me. And I didn't think that the zeolite was going to do anything for me. And as I've shared, it did about a half a dozen improvements to my health. So even though my immune system was better, I still had toxins in me and felt them coming out and all the changes that were happening. And I shared recently about how I had bumps that came and went on my body in the beginning of taking the zeolite. And I've heard since that other people are experiencing that. So that's something that we need to share to let people know that it's not uncommon. It's those heavy metals and junk being all gathered up, and then they come out in our urine. So yeah, I'm super grateful for this because I've always liked things that are simple. When I worked at Whole Foods, I could spend a half hour with somebody, and at the end, they would all say the same thing. They'd say, don't you just have one pill? Like, no, I don't. I'd often recommend a really good quality green drink. That was my go-to. But I find that our products are very, very foundational, and you have to clean up the trash before you do anything else. As we say, it's like you can't clean the garage if you don't take all the junk out first, right? So that is my go-to foundational support first, is just clean up the trash. And it doesn't get any easier or safer or effective than using our zeolite. And then we go from there and improve everything else. I mean, I call it our, army against incoming bad pathogens, Gary's wonderful silver. It's like, I wouldn't want to be without that in this day and age. I want to be protected from all those nasty things that are in our air, our water, our food, and make my body as strong as possible. Because when you get to a point where you're not getting sick anymore and you feel really good and things don't hurt, you don't want to go back to feeling those bad things anymore. It's like, no. I like this feeling good. This is a nice place to be. So as I get older, I'm feeling younger. And boy, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I love it. So I was taking some notes here on some things I wanted to touch on, Dave, if you want me to go right into like how I've been sharing this and what I've been doing to share it with people.
We got some amazing products in it, but if they just sit on the shelf at the warehouse, they're not going to help anybody. So our job is to let people know. And so, yeah, how are you doing that?
Yeah. I loved what Rick said the other day about his, I believe it was a prostate product that was being sold at GNC, and asked the kid, what's it for? And he said, I think it's for the heart. I mean, it's so true. It takes a little education, and just a little bit, and it's necessary. So these products, would not move as fast and be as helpful if they were just sitting on a shelf. So this is the only way to do it. And I always look at network marketing. It's like, it's still a product that is made and needs to be sold. So we get to share in those dollars that are paid out to advertise it, instead of like one or two company, huge advertising agencies that get all the money. This is a much more fair and rewarding way and efficient way of sharing it, for sure. So it's kind of interesting. Ever since last June, when you introduced me to the zeolite, and this has never happened to me before, I get this gut feeling that somebody pops into my brain, something triggers my brain, and I think of somebody, and I'm like, I need to call that person. And because of you, I'm calling people more instead of texting or emailing them. I'm just picking up the phone and calling them. And it's so much easier and more efficient and fun to touch base, because you sincerely, like, if I'm getting this gut feeling, I sincerely need to share this with somebody. And I'm not writing it down and doing it later. I am doing it right when I like actually start writing it on paper. It's like, I'm just going to do it now. And I've done that ever since last year. And I am more in tune to it as the time goes on, that, this person needs to know about this, because what we have, as you always say, it is a gift. I mean, at the bottom line, it works. Lots of people are benefiting. There's no bad side effect to any of our stuff. Why wouldn't you want to use it? There is no downside. So it's our moral obligation to share, for sure, because it's so sad when you look around. There are so many sick people, and we know that we can help. So when somebody, one of my wonderful new friends now, Sherry Knoll, she's on the call this morning. She's always calling me with somebody new, and she's a very, very busy woman. She loves to golf. And so she's always getting me on the phone with somebody. And the first thing I do when we hang up, and what I'm teaching everybody else to do, is to, whatever the person is interested in, whatever they signed up with, send them at least a couple of videos from our wonderful avinihealthtraining.com. God bless you, Rich Cotter. We love you, Rich Cotter. So I send them a couple videos, and then I show them where I got it so that they can go and get it. And I always make sure they have my phone number, and I send that to them, and then I blind carbon copy it to their sponsor so they can see what I'm doing. And I make it easy on myself because I just pluck the last sent email that I sent somebody else, and I either forward it or copy it. And then I start editing the subject line, because you want to edit it. You don't want to have forward in the edit line or in the subject line. And I just make it, to them. Dear Debbie, it was wonderful talking to you. And I'm putting notes in my contact in my Gmail. So I know that, her husband has had 30 years of neck and back problems. And so I'm making little notes because I'm meeting so many people. It's going to be real quick here where I remember all these people. So I make little notes and I make it easy. I tweak that email that I sent before, and off it goes, and I show their sponsor what I sent them. And so everybody's starting to do that, do that themselves. And if you're too busy, I always say, just tell me, I'll do it for you. And if you ever can't get to it, let me know, because they need the information. So let's make sure that they get it. And when you can do it, great. So that's how I'm kind of following up and getting everybody informed. I do that right away. I don't put that off. And I always check my little notification bell in my back office on my Avini website, because it'll tell me when new people below me have bought something, either as a distributor or a retail person. And I noticed in my settings, I adjusted my settings in my back office. I think they automatically come with like 3 levels. You get notifications. I just clicked on all of them. So I get all notifications of people under me. And then I just make sure, like, are they getting the information? Did their sponsor send them info? And it's really neat how you can click on their name and see who sponsored them, what they bought. Heck, you can even, highlight on their tracking number and know whether or not they got their package yet. I mean, gosh, Avini has made it really easy to just take care of everybody, make sure they have everything that they need. So, yeah, Sherry's
every time I look at the website, I think this company is only barely a month old. It just looks like it's years old. But then I kind of remind myself, we as a group, we've been together, many of us, for a lot of years, and so it's just so fun. Wow.
Yeah,
that's good advice, tracking everybody like you're doing.
Yeah. And it's fun to check in with them and call them and get to know them a little bit. I mean, I love it that I'm meeting so many new people. And I mean, in the mornings, I don't even leave the house. I'm just on my computer working. But now that we've been here in the Ozarks for about 3 months now, it's time to start to get out and start networking again. And it happened the other day. Something popped up on Facebook with the local Rotary. And they sponsor these summer concert series, which we went to one already, which is like less than 2 miles from where we live. And it was wonderful. It was in a great park. We have beautiful parks around here, great university here, just gorgeous area. And I looked on the Rotary website, and they meet 2 Thursdays a month at the local country club golf course. And Troy and I have been thinking, hey, maybe we want to start golfing, and what a great place to start networking. So I've got it on my calendar. I'll be going on the 23rd to the country club for a Rotary meeting at noon, because it's time to start networking. So that'll be fun. I get involved with the community. What more could that be? Somebody's asking for my cell phone number. Dave, I don't mind giving it out.
Go for it.
Can I say it or should I type it?
Either way.
I'll type it in. Yeah, you can call me anytime. I always tell people you can't disturb me, because if I'm asleep, I turn my phone off. If I'm in a meeting, I put it, like right now, it's on silent. And if I forget to do any of those things and I don't want to answer, I won't answer. So you can't disturb me. If I'm available, I will pick up, and I pick up all my calls, even if I don't recognize the number. My phone usually tells me if it's spam, so I don't worry about that. And I'm happy to help out. And this is what I do full time now. So it brings me great joy. This is my purpose in life. And I found that out when I was about 19 years old. So let me help. It feeds my soul for sure.
It's a fun business, but emotional income, you get a spiritual paycheck, and I think, wow, wouldn't it be neat to just really go really big? Because when you look at this company, when you get paid, it's kind of like your report card. Uh, it's telling you how much service you've rendered to other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always looking for those testimonials because the money comes, but the testimonials are what gives you goosebumps. And the
Oh,
money's great. And we all have to have money to survive. It's kind of like water. You kind of need it.
mhm.
Uh, but the testimonials are what bring me joy. And kind of cool on that thing I was just saying, how I go with my gut intuition. It's funny how many goosebumps I get in this business, Dave, talking to people, talking about stuff. Like whenever I mention Gary Samuelson's name, when I'm talking to somebody about him, it's happening right now, I get goosebumps. It's the funniest thing. This is a goosebumpy business. It's really cool. Yeah.
I love what Chip says. He says when you join, you're stepping into a whole stream of miracles, and that's kind of a fun poetic phrase. And I just get excited about that because boy, there's so many possibilities with this. Our bottles, each one of them is a little bottle of hope, and it's fun to have that.
Yes, definitely. The world needs a little hope right now, and we definitely have hope in bottles.
Well, going back to income, that is something that is, when you kind of hear the phrase that we've heard all of our lives, an ideal thing would be to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, and they kind of fit in together. In fact, if you have more money, you actually live longer. And I've always thought, when there was times when I was kind of stretching it, I would think, oh man, surely there's something more high and noble than waking up in the morning and you're thinking, what am I going to do today? How can I pay off these lousy bills? There's surely something more high and noble to use my mental energy than thinking about lousy bills. And there really is. And especially nowadays though, boy, we go to Costco and look and get some avocados, and what, over $10 for that little bundle of avocados or whatever, and kind of ticks you off when you're filling up your tank, and that this thing is, you can almost feel the breeze from the numbers moving.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You can always, if you look hard enough, you can find some good in the bad. And the good part is it's definitely pushed us to grow more food. So we got some heirloom Arkansas or heirloom tomato plants out on the deck, and parsley and cilantro. And we're going to try and grow as much as possible and supporting the local farmers around here. That was one of the things I looked for when we moved here was, farmers market. How many farmers? That was a really important detail about moving here. So love to support those guys. Yep. It's important. We are what we eat, as they say, or, food is thy medicine or not.
And I love the thought that we are what we eat and we are what we eat eats. And so it's you kind of do that when you're cooking food, and you could kind of tell. So yeah, it's just as an example, like I kind of think years ago, we were cooking some hamburger, and it was just factory farm stuff, and it just kind of hit me. Oh, it's just yeah. So yeah, it makes a big difference when you're eating good stuff. So
I think their energy is attached to it too. If they were raised in a very inhumane way, that you're eating that negative, energy. So I'm glad there's lots of local meats around here. Dave, maybe we could ask somebody to share a testimonial, because I know my Miss Sherry Knowledge is a very busy woman. And if she's on this Zoom, I would love for her to share her story that happened to her last night with our products that she just shared.
I could just put her on allow to talk, so if she wants. So okay,
we might not get to see her. She said she just woke up, but I don't believe that. She wakes up really early.
I am up early. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're welcome to show me. I did run a brush through my hair at least.
No, well, it's up to you to put your video up, right, Dave?
Let's see. Let me see if I can find.
It'd be nice because I haven't actually met her. We haven't
I
done
know.
a Zoom.
I was telling everybody on our team, I just texted them. I says, if you want to see a Paige, get on this call.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to move this up to.
And if you don't, Dave, I'm totally okay with that too.
I'm just trying to figure out how to. Okay.
That was on our end to put our video up. No.
Yeah, well, typically it is, but I don't see a button.
Oh,
So,
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I've just got the button that has talk, and I'm trying to move that up to camera. And oh golly,
that's okay. I can go ahead and start.
yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because as I was listening to Paige, I thought, I was reflecting about how this all got started for me, because I taught for 35 years and in the public school system, and I was always well. I mean, my immune system was great. And then when I retired, oh my goodness, all these things started happening. But of course, and then I'd go to the doctor and get all these medicines and whatever. And I go, you know what, this stuff isn't working. They keep giving me more and more, or stronger and stronger. And then that became the real, okay, here we go.
Okay, can you? I think you have to push something. There we go. I think you came on. There we go. And then unmute.
Yeah, unmute. Okay, there we go.
We are sophisticated today.
So anyway, I don't know if you heard the first part of the story, but anyway, so then I started looking at, there must be other ways to deal with my health other than pharmaceutical drugs. So my husband was in Vietnam, so he has his own challenges. So that's when the real wake up was. So whenever I find or discover a like-minded group of people that I want to associate with, or a product that I want to become part of, whoops, I think we eliminated again.
Oh, yeah, and your camera. There we go. Okay, but now we can see you and hear you.
So I do my due diligence, and then
there she is.
I get started with whatever product it is. And so but I'm always got my husband in mind first. So it's not me, it's him. So and he's my guinea pig. So I don't even start it. I bring it home, and he's the one that starts it. And he goes, now what have you got for me? And I go, don't worry about it, just try it. So he's always my guinea pig. And so he tells our daughters, just call me Mr. Guinea. And they go, what? And they go, I'm always the guinea pig for what she brings home. But, everything increases his health and well-being as well as mine. But when we found out about Avini, I thought, wait a minute, this makes so much sense. This is going to be the glue that ties it all together. This is another huge piece to the puzzle. In fact, if not the big, huge piece to the puzzle. So, this time I actually had him being educated. I had him educated as the same time I was. And so when we got our first box, he was the first person that opened it. He was the first person that started taking everything. And I'll tell you what, it's been pretty remarkable. But my product experience last night was, in the middle of the night, I felt this pain in my ear. No, it wasn't in my ear, it was outside of my ear, my earlobe. And it was so painful, I couldn't touch it. I couldn't move on one side, either side. It was so bad. So about 3 a.m, I get up and I go to the products, and I spray my ear with the nano silver. I spray the nano silver in my mouth. I take the zeolite, and I go back to bed. And then in an hour, I'm touching my ear and nothing hurts. And I go, you gotta be kidding. And so then a couple more hours later, I get up and I'm touching my ear and I'm doing all this. And then I go ahead and give it another dose. So I spray it again, I drink it again, and take the zeolite again. And I'm not kidding, here it is. And I have no discomfort at all. And so I'm thinking, I just had a product experience. So I text that out to everybody. And I said, is anybody else getting one this quick? And I'm getting some responses back like, yes, it's incredible. So anyway, it was pretty exciting. So that's the major one that I've had, but my husband's had multiple. And we carry it in our car now, as well as at home. So it's been pretty exciting.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yes, I want to thank the both of you. And I also want to really thank Paige, because she's been my rock. I mean, if I have any questions or any help or anything, 3-ways. I love to do 3-ways, and I put her on and she's always available. And it's just, it's been very, very exciting and welcoming, rewarding. And you're right to know that this company has only been in a company in a very short amount of time. The organization of everything is stellar. So I'm very, very excited about it. So I want to thank everybody.
You teach me a lot too, Sherry. You really do. I mean, you taught me something last night on our phone call. Sherry's very much do it now. And I love that. But with the business, she's like, well, let's just help her, make this purchase now. And where I would have been like, here's the information, we'll get back with you. She's like, how about now? And we did. We had the lady, and this is something else. We did it right away. Sherry was busy, so I took care of it for her because she was on the road as usual. So I helped her, and it was so easy because I always tell people, it's just easy for me if you make your reference code, the end of the URL, avinihealth.com/your name, because then it's easy for me to find your website. But I loved how we helped your friend Debbie last night, because what you did in the beginning was, at first you got a few products to just kind of get a feel for them, and because you didn't want to waste your one-time package deal, and you would know better what you wanted to order once you had your hands on some of the product of which package you wanted to order. So how perfect is that? You get your retail customer that first month, and then you get your distributor the second month. Perfect. So I'm going to start incorporating that myself. Why not, get a couple of these, maybe 2 zeolites, get that going. And then as you learn, you'll know better what package would be best suited for you and your family. That's great. So you teach me all the time, Sherry.
Oh, well, I actually told her that's what I did, because I did do that. I ordered retail at first just to be sure. And then before I even finished the product, we were getting in. So, yeah. But I knew her well enough that that's kind of what I suggested. But yeah, we've got
good.
Can you tell us any experiences that your husband Guinea has had?
Oh, my husband
Guinea. Yes, Guinea.
He's been having some back, hip. We're not really quite sure what it is, because we've gone to so many people to assess what the problem is. And it's definitely not surgically needed to do something. So he goes to various kinds of massage therapists, physical therapists, the whole works. And he loves to golf, and he hasn't been able to golf because when he comes home, he's all crippled up. I mean, he might make it through the 18, but he didn't look too good when he comes home. So we go back to the drawing board and do some more things. And then let's see, when he got started on the product, he was only taking it twice a day. And I said, no, space it out, but take it more often. So this last week and the week before, we went and played 18 holes, and it was a course out at the coast, and it was enough rain that they said cart path only. Well, when he found that out, he was not too happy. But I'll tell you what, he did fantastic. You literally are walking the whole course, back and forth to the golf cart. And I praised him and I said, you did awesome. That was incredible. This week, he's been playing every day, Monday through Friday. He hasn't done that in a long time. So he's thrilled. He's thrilled. So tonight we're going to the rodeo. Luckily, he's not riding in the rodeo, but but we'll enjoy a night out too. So no, and because he's not in pain or discomfort, his attitude is a whole lot better too. So the motivation, the attitude, the physical discomfort has been erased, and yeah, it's all looking and feeling good.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's a Laura here. Let me see if I can, if this works here. Oh, okay. Let me try. Okay. Hey, Laura, you mentioned you had some neat experiences. Would you like to share? I've got your unmuted here. If you,
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I have started having a little bit of tooth pain recently, and when I feel that coming on, I will spray that the oral pain reliever directly on that area and just hold it there, and I have relief within probably 5 minutes, and I don't have any more pain for 24 hours, probably, really, literally. And then I've suffered with a tendonitis pain in the top of my foot on the, what I would say is the top arch of the foot, on the top where that high area is. I don't know what that's called, but if I put that gel on there, I mean, it's so crippling to me sometimes. If I've been out in the garden or walking or hiking or whatever, I almost can't walk. It's just like I've got to sit down and get my feet up. But I started putting I started using all 3 methods of pain relief when that starts flaring up, and within 30 minutes that pain is also gone. And it's incredible. I mean, I've never had anything that gave me relief like that before. I've tried a combination of Tylenol and the Aleve and other things like that. And of course, those are terrible for you, but I didn't have access to this before. So it's such a blessing to have these products now that work so incredibly well with no side effects.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably a good idea to maybe see a dentist just to make sure on.
Oh,
on
for
something
sure.
like that.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to do. But in the meantime, it works really well.
Yeah, fantastic, Laura. Yeah, that's our new go-to. I think one of the greatest things that just validates the power of Avini Health and specifically word of mouth with products is for many years Rick had been marketing this pain relief. And that's a cool thing is for a lot of years he's represented other companies. He's developed products for those people, and he's done the pain relief over the counter. But as an example, if you go to Walmart and say, I'm interested in something for pain relief, oh my goodness, the shelves are full, and it's just like a forest. Which is the right tree? And so Darren Sliva single-handedly brought just the awareness of this product. Rick himself was saying, hey, it's probably going to take several days for it to work, and just kind of putting along with this other product. And I think Darren was kind of the Roger Bannister of this product, because he had all of these horrible problems for 37 years, and all of a sudden in a little over 30 minutes that was lifted from him. And so everybody's trying that, and it just kind of changed the whole atmosphere. I came to the dance because of the zeolite, and that's what I was talking about. Now, typically when I reach out to somebody, I'll say, well, hey, just last May, I turned 72, and I'm having a midlife crisis. And so I decided to start a brand new business. And this is going to sound crazy, but I sell snake oil. And it really captures off guard, because I think for over 100 years, that's been the quintessential huckster kind of thing, is the snake oil salesman. And so here we are. And then I say, well, actually, let me go into a little detail. The lab is just outside of Fort Lauderdale, and we actually have a snake farm there, and it's not oil, but it's actually a lot of really important breakthroughs are based on venomous animals, and we've got a biochemist that specializes in that, and there's some breakthrough drugs that are undergoing FDA approval to be involved in human testing. But in the meantime, what we have is a whole novel, unique method of alleviating pain. And this is important because so many people suffer from chronic pain, and there's not good answers. If you get involved with a doctor and looking at narcotic type pain pills, prescription pain pills, or relief, it can ruin your whole life. It can destroy you. But even the over-the-counter, we've all probably heard that the number one cause of liver failure is Tylenol. And so what if you could find something that actually works better than anything else consistently, but it has no downside whatsoever? It's non-toxic, it's non-addictive, it is non-steroidal, and yet it actually works in a really unique way. And the snake venom, just to kind of reassure you, it's been diluted 10,000 times to 1. It's denatured, so it's no longer venomous. And there's a special peptide or a protein that's taken from that just happens to fit into the receptor sites on your nerves, and it just turns off pain. And yet all the other things that we want to be able to feel, being able to determine hot and cold, and just sense of touch, all of that is unaffected. This is just amazing. Pure upside, no downside. And I think you ought to try some. But anyway, I kind of go through that, and they say, I think I'd like to get some of that. And then I just say, well, I've got my computer open right now. If you'd like, I can just order it for you. And then, wow, strike while the iron is hot. So it's just a lot of fun. So I'm finding that often that's the best portal to introduce Avini Health to a person. And it's kind of fun talking about that story that we're a snake oil salesman.
On what Laura was talking about your tooth, Laura, I don't know if you ever heard me say, I shared one of the 6 things that the zeolite did for me last June was that I had something going on with my jaw. I don't know if it was a tooth thing, a jaw thing, but it was something that was happening to it. It wasn't feeling right when I was opening it and closing it. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to go find a dentist. And I'm sure this is not going to be cheap. I don't know what's going on, but I would put the Cell Defender, the zeolite, in my mouth, and I would just kind of lay on the bed for just a minute and just move it around in that area. It's gone. It only took a few short weeks. I don't know what it was, but it is totally gone. My jaw is fine. So, doesn't hurt to focus that zeolite in that area. Give it a whirl. It's going to take out some toxins. That's a good thing. It's always just right. Like Darren say, just try it, just use it. Doesn't work in the bottle.
Yeah. I love having products that are all upside and no downside whatsoever. I don't see how you can hurt yourself with these products. So it's pretty exciting. So anyway, we've been on for a while. I think we all ought to, while we're enthused, think of who we can reach out and share this with. And 3-way phone calls. Just one passing thought right there. You're just really doing really well, Paige. What's your thoughts of 3-way? Has that got anything to do with your success?
Oh, yes, definitely. But I have to thank Sherry for that, because she keeps me so busy with them. And I believe, her, all she does is she just says, let me, introduce you to Paige, because she's been using it longer than I have. So she knows more about it, and you need to know about this. And she doesn't even, text me to set up a time. She does it kind of like you do it, Dave. It's just call me. And I always tell her, I said, if you don't get through, if I don't answer, just just for yucks, call me again, because like the other day she called me and I was just trying to wipe my hands clean. I was cooking and I missed a call. So I always tell her, just call twice if you miss me. But you don't need to reach out and set an appointment and go through all that and setting an appointment with the other person. Just try me. If you got him on the phone, just say, oh, I know Paige will be able to help us out with this. Let's get her and see if she can answer the questions for you. She's been doing it longer than me. And that's her intro. And then I just find out their story. She tells me a little bit about them when she gets me on the phone. And then I'm learning. My friend David Peak has been, a great mentor to me, helping me learn how to talk to people. And it's true that you just need to mirror their energy. If they're very fast and they want to talk fast and they're busy and they got to go, well, then I need to talk really fast because that's what they're going to relate to. If they're more interested in the business, then you got to talk about the business. If they just want to help their husband in his back pain, then you need to ask questions about the husband and just focus on that. I'm always going to suggest the zeolite first because it has helped so many people before even anything else. And you always want to start by taking out the trash and then share the information about the plus relief. But just listen to the person and find out what they want. And there's nothing high tech or we're just so transparent here. It's pretty easy. All we have to do is be honest and help the person. The items work. They have validation. Tons of people are getting help. There's no side effect, no bad side effects. So don't you want to be like the rest of us and get some help with your health? It's here if you want it. It works. So it's not complicated. We're just trying to help people. It's really, I think sometimes people overthink it and they get paralysis by analysis. You just help people. That's all. You don't have to make anything up. You don't have to have anything memorized. You just have to get to know the person, find out what they need, and help them get what they need. And that's it. So it's pretty simple. I think overcomplicating it is a waste of time when you could have helped them hours ago. Just help.
Well, I've got a thing on my wall in my office that it just says I must do the most productive thing possible at all times. Well, what is that? It's talking to people, and that's what it is. If you do that, you'll get better at it, and if you keep doing it, it turns into pretty much a numbers game, and you will succeed because the products really work. Just one last thing. Okay, so often. It's such a good opening to talk about pain because so many people have it and it's not fun. And just the question was, how do you know which one to sell? Because we've got 3 different ones, and they'll often ask in the conversation back and forth, well, what is this? How do you take it? And anyway, the conversation ultimately is there's 2 topical forms, a gel and a roll-on, and then there's an oral spray. And just depending on what it is you're looking at, the advantage of the spray is it goes throughout your whole body, so it's systemic. And then also the obvious thing is where do you hurt? Well, you put it where it hurts. And so I tell people that a lot of people will get both. They'll take the oral and they'll pick a topical. And at that point, they'll say, well, okay, I think I'd like to do that too. And then I'm going in and doing the order, and I'll say, well, they're how much are they? And 69 a piece. And I say, well, that's 3 times 7 is 21, so that'd be $207. Or they have a bundle with substantial savings. How much is that? Oh, I'll just go ahead and get the bundle. So that's kind of fun doing that. But if they just say, I just want to get one, I've always just followed Darren in that just get the spray. I would have never thought about it, but it's an oral spray, but it works really good topically as well. And so, wow. And so we got something for everyone. So pretty amazing. I'll just read this one right here. This is pretty cool. Animals are very susceptible to the placebo effect, and so we've got to kind of give that credence here. So, but anyway, Pat says that I gave my dog the the CD and the silver, that cellular defense. She's 14 and acts like a puppy, but it is the last couple of weeks, she is sleeping like a rock. I actually startle her sometimes if I touch her. I never used to. If I don't, she just rolls over for a belly rub and feels great. And so, wow, this stuff is good for pets too. How about that? So anyway, we could talk all day. It's so fun to be doing this. And in fact, let's do talk all day, but we'll go talk to people that don't know about this yet. So, hey, sure love you all, and so glad you're part of our team. And let's do this again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dave. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm off to the farmer's market.
Take care. Thanks, everybody.